Hello, it's Classical Evolutionism Part 2. Psychic unity features. One of the biggest features of psychic unity is universality. It says that human beings everywhere think alike. They have same reasoning capacity. They may not be in the geographically connected. They are separated. Then also they think alike. Cultural differences, not biological. Psychic unity talks about the cultural differences, not about the anatomical or physiological differences. That means there are two types of evolution. One in the aspect of biology, that is the body. Like earlier, people were having a band shape, their legs, their forehead, everything changes with time. So that biological evolution is not taught in this classical evolutionism. Only the cultural differences, means in the aspect of religion, custom, these things. Uniform human nature is uniform, means that they are similar capacity of thinking, continues across time. It is not like that they are thinking same in the civilized state or the savagery state. They were thinking same whether they are in the savagery or civilization or barbarism. So time does not hinder that concept is available, acceptable across the time. Support for evolutionary theory. Independent development. This theory supports the evolutionary mechanism that yes, along with the time, and they are able to advance, they are able to make new decisions. Like earlier they used to wear leaves. Later they start using animal flesh as wear to protect cold. Earlier they were used to eat raw meat. Later they used to cook it. Independent development such as tools, religion, myth, etc. It means that people from different zones, different geography, peoples from different geography using tools, like they are using stones. So they are independently developed. They don't have any link. They start accepting religion, origin of religion. There are different myths and different religions. Their totems are different. Their sacred animals are different. Sacred trees are different. So they are independent. Foundation for other studies like comparative methods are very used along with the participatory observation and field work in diffusion. So it helped also future next thinkers of different schools. There are majorly three people who are under the classical evolutionary thinking school. First is E.B. Taylor. He is often known as the father of modern anthropology. He has contribution. He wrote books named Primitive Culture and Anahuac describing the Mexican society. talking about the socio-culture aspects of the Mexico society. So what he wrote in the primitive culture book, he defines first the culture. Culture is the complex of which includes knowledge, belief, custom, moral, law, art, etc. Associated things. You can remember it like KBC, MLA, K for knowledge, B for belief, C for custom, M for morals, L for law, A for art. He also explains about psychic unity of mankind in his book. He talked about culture parallels. Culture parallels means the cultural practices which are followed in different geographical locations. They are uncut locations like sun worship. Sun worship in India also during Chhat Puja. We can see it, we can interpret it as like sun worship. In India is Chhat Puja, and in Egypt also sun worship. There is sun god. Concept of survivals of the past. The practices which were practiced earlier, now they don't hold any relevance. They are also continued to be in practice. Example, COVID. Cultural progression. He also said that the advancement of socio-cultural evolution took place in a way of savagery to the barbarism to the civilization state. He also defined the concept of religion. He told that animism is the first, most primitive, most initial stage of religion. Animism is all about the belief system where people believe that every living plus non-living thing has soul. They have spirit, and the people used to reverence it, give respect to it, bow down to it. It may be in any form, maybe in the mountain, trees, animals, etc. So he also talked about the evolution of religion. Evolution of religion in aspect of evolution of society, like animism in the savagery, and polytheism in the barbarism, and monotheism in the civilization state. Animism, that means animism was practiced during savagery and polytheism was practiced during barbarism. Monotheism similar as in the time of civilized era, means present era. He also given his views on marriage. E.B. Teller gave his evolutionary views that promiscuity, polygamy and monogamy. He means that in savagery society promiscuity was prevalent, in barbarism society polygamy, and in civilized monogamy. Promiscuity means there is no restriction on sex. Anybody can sex with anybody, no restraint. Polygamy is, can be categorized as polygamy and polyandry. Polygamy is one male has multiple wives, and polyandry means one wife has multiple husbands. And monogamy is sexual monopoly is present. One male have only one female, and one female will only have one male partner. That is same. He told that promiscuity associated with savagery, polygamy to the barbarism, and monogamy to this civilization. These are the societies and these are the marriage practices. Now, what are the criticism of E.B. Taylor? First is E.B. Taylor is an armchair anthropologist. He don't did any field work. He just read books, theories of previous peoples and conclude by thinking in his own way. He just predicted and given his theories. He used secondary sources, means no self work. He combined multiple other works to reach a conclusion like that. Theory has Western bias. Since he was a British anthropologist, so he has bias toward bias. He has bias towards Britain, that Britain is civilized state and the rest are to reach to that civilized state. You can see it has the effect of white man's burden, ethnocentrism, since he considered civilized British as civilized and rest to be achieved that civilized state. So it created ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism means one group or one race is superior than the other. He neglected the cultural diffusion as he is a part of classical evolutionism thinker. So he neglected the cultural diffusion. Overemphasis on psychic unity of mankind. He relied too much on the psychic unity of mankind, like the other classical evolutionists. Emphasis too much on evolution, neglected functionality, structural view. He did not give any respect to the view that there could be diffusion of culture. One culture can be transferred to another culture. It can move, migrate. These views is not given by him. That is also a criticism. He neglected the functionality of the culture, like what is the functionality of marriage? To reproduce, to have sexual pleasure, psychological needs, like that. He only given about marriage and the types of marriage associated with the types of society. He neglected the structural aspect, that is, what are the components of marriage, who decides what are the rules, that is structure. He neglected. He was criticized by R.R. Marett, August Comte, Malinowski, Emile Durkheim on the aspect of religion.